Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. All right, next quiz. Age lowers testosterone. It's a natural process. Is this true or false? So I'm gonna give you guys the answer, and then we're gonna go to the comments and see what everyone else is saying. The answer is false. Yeah, so 64% of you motherfuckers have this wrong because you've been lied to by goddamn everything, right? Age does not lower testosterone directly. It is not a natural process. There's endless research on this, debunking this myth, right? It's the things that men do as they age that lowers testosterone. See, this lie was perpetrated, right? The lie that age lowers testosterone. It was perpetrated by the TLT industry, as usual, big pharma, because when you have a product, this is business 101. You have a product that you want to sell, you have to create a need for it, right? So the TLT industry, which is now a almost $2 billion industry, right? Around 1.6, 1.8 billion, and it's been booming ever since that lie started. They go around spreading that myth, telling man, hey, by the time you hit 30, by the time you hit 25, 30, 35, T levels drop with age. There's nothing you could do. Oh, but look, there's TLT. And you guys fell for this shit. It is such a lie. I mean, I could go into the other reasons why they wanted to spread that lie. But most researchers around the world, most studies debunked that a long time ago. Age does not lower testosterone. It's just when men age, what do they do? Think about it, guys. What lowers testosterone? Stress, reducing fat intake, so reducing cholesterol intake, having kids, having a wife. I already mentioned stress, being sedentary, competing less, chasing attractive women less, right? Eating like trash. And think about it. When men age, what do they tend to do? They compete less, right? They have a wife, they get kids, they get stressed out, they're more sedentary because they're making more money on average, right? They eat less fats because the doctors tell them eggs are bad for you. You're gonna get a heart attack. They get put on statins that lower their cholesterol. Right? I could go on and on. It's not age that lowers. How do we know this? Simple. There's a ton of studies showing old men in their 40s, 50s, 60s were significantly higher. I'm not talking about outliers. Just old men that are very healthy, take good care of their bodies, that have significantly higher testosterone levels than not only other old men, but then young men who eat like trash. In fact, I already made a video about this, guys, where at one point, 65-year-old men, at least 65-year-old men, had about 1,100 nanogram per deciliter testosterone. And the young men in the era had about 1,200, which is nothing because the standard deviation of testosterone is about 300 nanogram per deciliter. So they had virtually equal T levels despite a 40-year difference in age. And this study was also confirmed by other studies in different countries where old men have to be active just like young men because they're in third world countries and things like that, or in hunter-gatherer tribes where the old men have to hunt and they all have the same T levels as young men. And sure enough, the old men who get married and who get kids, their T levels start to go down because they're more sedentary, they're more stressed out, prolactin goes on and on. So, I mean, if you guys want, I could literally show you guys over 50 studies from different researchers confirming this. Age does not lower T levels. The things we do with age do. Even in circumstances where the man's testosterone level is lower because of oxidative stress and damage to his testes, again, that's because that damage kind of accumulates with age if the person is unhealthy. When you reverse the damage, T levels go back to their youthful state. But look how much all of you guys drank the Kool-Aid of the TLT industry and believe that at 30 the body just decides. Guys, there's a reason why men could have kids till they're 120. Men can have kids till they fucking die. I mean, again, I don't want to go off a tangent, but that's the lie. Anyway, let's read the comments, see what everybody else is saying. But yep, 64% of you guys believe this myth. But it's not your fault because every idiot, every moron, even well-known influencers and scientists who are seen as experts are spreading this bullshit myth. Because once again, they want you to join the dark side. They want you to rent your masculinity from a bottle. All right, let's see the comments. I voted yes, knowing that it's the trap question and you're going to roast us later in the video. Yeah, I mean, this is, to be honest, to me, I don't even find this humorous anymore because this is just sad to me. It's sad to me that so many people believe that. Look at that. That means 64% of the viewers of 5,000 men believe that, after a certain age, they'll have to hop on TLT because it's a natural process. I mean, it's complete bullshit, And it's also an excuse for people to just let their bodies go to waste and abuse their bodies, not take care of their health. And then when the T levels go to shit, they're going to be like, oh, look, I mean, it must be because I'm 28. No, bitch, it's because you're not disciplined. But anyway, I read a lot about this because I had a very low reading in my 40s that my female doctor said was normal. It's hard to know what studies to believe, but the best I can figure is that it's natural for levels to decline with age, but not to the degree we see today. I'd love to know your thoughts. Yeah, it is not natural at all. Like I said, if you want, I could go over every single study that actually debunks this. It's not one. You guys know I never take a stance unless there's a retarded amount of evidence. Right, I never ever take a stance of something because I saw one study or two or three or even five. To me, even five is not enough, right? Because that's not even enough to do a decent meta-analysis. I need dozens and dozens and dozens of studies. That's the reason why I've read over 40,000. And I'm picking 40,000 as a minimum because I've actually averaged 10 studies a day for the last 10 years. Actually, more than that, if you want to be technical, but bare minimum is 10 a day. Like me reading 10 studies a day, that's like a bad day. It's usually 20, 30, sometimes 40, depending on how much coffee I took and how much time I have. So I've read tens of thousands of studies on every topic you could think about. To start endocrinology, not just testosterone. Obviously, hypertrophy, because that was one of my life's biggest passion. Neuroscience, behavior, anything that has to do with the human body, physiology, kinesiology. So, and I could tell you with extreme confidence that there's more studies proving that this is a myth than it's not, right? The few studies that are saying, oh, look, old men have lower T levels, they do not equate, they do not control for all the things I mentioned earlier, such as how many kids they have, or they're married, do they smoke, blah, 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 their body fat. That's another thing, men tend to increase body fat as they age. And sure enough, we all know body fat destroys testosterone by at least 50%, depending on how obese you are, of course. So yeah, it's a complete lie. Like I said, watch the video that I did showing the 65-year-old man that had 1,100 T levels, and the 25-year-old man had about like 1,200, which is nothing. The standard deviation is 300, so that's not statistically significant. The difference that is. But anyway, let's see. I have no clue if age by itself or lower T, but I'm sure some of the correct. Bingo. The byproducts of aging. But that's not an excuse because I could show you men. Guys, I've been coaching for over a decade. I could show you old men because I coach young men, old men, and natty guys, people on the juice. I could show you old men who are older than all of you motherfuckers and have T levels of 800 nanogram per deciliter. Free testosterone above 160, around 180 picogram per milliliter. DHT close to 80 to 90 nanogram per deciliter. I could show it to you guys, So, and I also could show you the young men that I'm coaching that have half of the T levels of some of the old guys. And sure enough, what are the old guys doing? They're taking care of their health. They're exercising. A lot of them are single. Sure enough, But again, that's a topic for a different video. I could show you guys how, having a girl and kids is kind of, again, you've heard of your girl, right? It has a lot of downsides. And one of them is, depending on the situation, which I explained in the video, it could crush your T levels a lot. When my daughter was born, in less than a few months, my T levels got like almost halved. I remember they went from it was above 1,200 when she was born, and it went down to 576, 570 something. I'll never forget that because I was like, holy shit, in less than a few months. And I had barely changed my habits. Obviously I was sleeping less because I was stressed as fuck. But, I was still going to the gym. That was back in 2012. Yeah, that was back in 2012. I was still making videos, abs, six-pack, muscles, everything. And then just having a kid. And at the time, I was like, oh, it was not placebo either because I tried everything in my power to stop my levels from going down. It went from the high 11, high 1,200s to 576 just from having one kid. I imagine the guys who have 2 kids, 3 kids. Now, again, it's not an excuse because there's still things you could do to bring them back up, but it's... But anyway, Tess doesn't replace the age. The things you're doing, bingo, let's go. Fucking Sigma legend right here. He did his homework. As age increases, everything goes down. I think it does lower, but not as much as the medical industry make it out. The slow recovery from exercise, after your 20s. Yeah, see, let's see. Slow increases the age where you recover fast as the age where you use the highs. Yeah, so when I could make a video about that. So testosterone doesn't go down, but some other things go down, like DHEA, obviously GH. But again, yes, it's not as drastic as people make it out to be. And like I say, in some healthy men, DHT doesn't even go down. Now, there's also issues with SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin, going up as men age, and estradiol going up as well. But again, it depends on how healthy the old man is, and things that I could mention in completely separate videos if you guys want, because then it gets very technical. I'm going to have to start mentioning thyroid, T3, and all the other things. But anyway, the older you get, the higher your test levels will be. All the boys who hit true needs to wash your face again. Correct. Hey, Megan, you should do a video on the best types pod nuts. You mean of nuts? How to? Oh, okay. The best types pod nuts and how to eat them to do with how the guy said. I would answer that in the Discord and the Reddit so many times, but sure. Your great grandpa probably had 4 times the T you have at 20 when you're 60. Correct. Again, there's so many studies showing these motherfuckers had over 1,000 like it was nothing. And sure enough, if you go back and you look at their lifestyle, one, they were hardworking, they were getting plenty of sunlight, they were eating healthy. They were eating healthy, but to them, they was not eating healthy. To them, they was just eating normal food. Butter, eggs, steak, fish every now and then, cod liver oil, being out in the sun. They were not sedentary all day. They were literally doing the basics that I keep preaching in every video. You go back in those days and you tell them, hey, do you know what a healthy diet is? They'll look at you like, wait, what? Dude, like, this is what we eat every day, especially farmers. Farmers were so healthy because, again, they got eggs, they got milk, which is goated for testosterone. Don't let nobody, I can't wait to make a video destroying the myth that's not circulating about milk being bad for testosterone. Give me a fucking break. Stop listening to retards. Milk is amazing for testosterone. It has estrogen. I can't wait till I smash that myth. The estrogen in milk is so insignificant that you have to drink 30 to 40,000 calories worth of milk in one day to even have an ounce of significant estrogen. Not to mention that milk also, you know what? I'm going off tangent. Let me calm down. You guys really got to stop listening to retards, man, who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, I'm looking forward to this video, brother. It's going to be based, I wanted for tangent. See, I got pissed. What was I saying? Yeah, farmers. Farmers eat very healthy. They eat a lot of eggs, butter, obviously red meat occasionally, drink a lot of milk. And yeah, they had super high T levels. Let's see, I voted false. And keep in mind also the quality of the soil was a lot better back then. Not necessarily. There's 9-year-old dudes that definitely have higher T than some guys in 20s. Absolutely. And even studies show this. So this is not like, theory. This is completely true. Some studies have shown that age is bad for you and that some people die. You should do your best not to overdo age. This is a good one. He literally did a video covering. I appreciate you always, King. I stay on that beef, fish, avocado, kiwi, blueberries, or water. That's what this garbage. Yeah. Eat healthy, right? And, it's funny that this is revolutionary, telling people to eat healthy. But yeah, stop fucking up your balls, man. Guys, just one junk food. I could show you the study showing one bad meal can destroy your T levels by like 25%. 25%. That's a lot. 25% from one meal. That's a lot. And that's just one bad meal. From the inflammation, the oxidative stress, the endotoxins, especially if your gut health is trash, all the PUFAs and seed oils you guys are eating, all the lipid peroxidation, just wreaking havoc, just wreaking havoc in your body. All right, it's important to be old, but don't have to be too old. Then you've heard the U-curve, right? I think it's lifestyle correct. Most of the muscular and strong people I know in their mid to late 30s. I'm pretty sure there's something about androgen selling for over 2 decades. Students are making the best you in your 20s. Yeah. Megan's gonna disprove clown saying it's age related. You should do a video about vegetables and the benefits. I'm pretty sure I did. I did a tier list for almost every food group you could think about. Here's the answer. I think an age number in itself. Hold on. Let me see what time. Let's see. How long is this video? Oh, God. All right. Let's hurry up. Like eating sugar. Yep. You would peak, then go a little lower from that point. You get maintaining. Maybe after age 70. The average male decreases as the ages because the average male has a shit lifestyle. Yeah, the average male has a shit lifestyle. Vaping, drinking, junk food, whatever. Let's see. I don't know about the vaping part, but I would beat a dead horse over that. Yeah, but it's not the main cause of low test. Too much age can lower testosterone when you dead. Oh shit. This guy. It does just numbers people make it out. You're gonna see many 9-year-olds over 1,000 made for healthy males 13 and 20. Very healthy, correct. Test levels begin going up at puberty and don't stop. You higher levels when you're like 80. What happens is they peak at puberty and then they just stay flat. So in healthy men, and also in countries where older men are just as active and just as healthy as younger men, what they notice is that T levels go up during puberty to like, again, let's say over 1,000, whatever, and they just stay there until the guy's like fucking 80, 90, doesn't matter. They just stay there matching his lifestyle. Now, again, if he has kids and has the stress and blah, 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 then of course they start to go back down. But the old men who are literally living like young men. They're fuck boys and they're single and they're competing. They're getting sun and sleep, whatever. Their T levels just stay right there where they were, around puberty. And in fact, the young men who eventually have a shitty lifestyle or whatever tend to have lower T levels than those same old guys I just told you about. Guys, just read. Don't just hear something. Or don't even take my words for it, right? Study. All these things I'm telling you guys are free and accessible to the public. Now, some studies I had to pay for because I'm a nerd like that, but most of them are free, And read as many as possible. Don't just read one or two and be like, oh, look, this study said that. Most studies are correlational studies. So they suck ass, right? That's why you have to read so many studies on just one topic before you make a conclusion, right? Because most studies are actually correlation, saturated fat is associated with heart disease. And then you find out, well, yes, because people who eat a lot of saturated fat tend to eat a lot of fried foods and, put a bunch of vegetable oil in the shit or tend to neglect fruits and veggies, And that's what's giving them heart issues. But most idiots would just see a study like that and go, oh, look, stop eating saturated fat. And then end up having low T and a bunch of other issues. You cannot just look at a study and say, oh, look, it says this. So, but anyway, maybe I think I might make a whole video showing you guys how to read, how to find, interpret studies. But you have to know a little bit of statistics. You have to know a lot about biochemistry, so biology and chemistry. You have to know a lot about endocrinology, obviously, not just one hormone like testosterone. You have to know, your thyroid system. You have to understand your entire endocrine system. You have to understand digestion. I mean, to be fair, it takes a lot to interpret a study. But if you dedicate enough time to learning the basics I just mentioned, the basic sciences, it's going to be a piece of cake. But anyway, let's see. Test levels begin going up at... when it's this natural process, my grandpa who lived to 90 had a really going straight for 85. His injury, working in cattle. Yeah. You'd be surprised, man. Just this generation is full of excuses. We want to blame everything on external factors instead of looking within and seeing what we could do about it. Let's see. Growth strength increases with age, but then it decreases with the person. That's on no for. I see dudes on Reddit saying they're gonna hypertrophy because it turned out. Yep. Please make a video about this. I mean, you can you can have the same testosterone at 70 than you have at 20, and this has been verified several times. Let's see. Unless assuming everything stays constant, even if you end up having kids and a wife and all that stuff, there's still things you could do to mitigate the declining T from having a kid and having kids. I mean, having a kid and having a wife and all that stuff. There's still things you could do. The average 20-year-old will always have higher testosterone. Nope. Man, I'm cheating because I already watched his video debunking the whole only in the current year. What else would you? Why else would so many join the dark side? Because they're idiots. Well, one of them because they're idiots. Two, well, let's be fair. Some of them are idiots. Some of them are just ignorant. Some of them it's not their fault. They were lied to by doctors, whatever. Some are just lazy as fuck. They just look for an excuse. But most people who join the dark side, I would say it's out of ignorance. They were lied to. They were told, oh, look, this is normal. Oh, your T levels are low because of plastics, And then, like I said, don't get me wrong. I made videos about plastics. Plastics do have an effect, but it's not as drastic as people fucking think it is, right? BPAs, and I could show you men over 1,000 nanogram deciliter easy, and they still touch receipts, and they still have plastic everything around them. People just look for excuses, man. Right? You do get a decline. Yes, BPAs are bad. Yes, plastics are bad. Yes, estrogens around us are bad. But trust me, they do not cause a significant drop if your lifestyle is in check, if your diet is in check. In fact, your diet is actually what helps you flush out estrogen. People don't even think about this shit, right? I could expose you to a ton of estrogens. If your diet is on point, you're getting enough zinc, enough citrus fruits, enough. Watch the video I did like over 10 years ago about estrogen. People think this shit is fucking new. Right? If you eat healthy, you can actually detoxify your body. You can flush out estrogens from your body. Easy. Right? So it's ignorance. It's ignorance that's making people just pick the easy way out. Anyway. Of course, 90-year-old, of course it does. I'm not going to read this. False as men age, their lifestyle. There you go. Smart man. People got to understand correlation does not mean causation. They think, oh, look, old man, lower T. Look at this study. In this study, the old man had lower T than the young man. Therefore, age lowers T. Without even controlling for all the confounding factors. Blows my mind. All right, anyone voting yes is me paying attention. In my 40s, in my early days, I could work all week, drink all night on Friday, find a girl, have multiple rounds, and then me find the next day doing that now. Oh God, he says test definitely lowers. Um, let's see. I can guarantee you that when you were young, you were not doing the same things that you do now, as far as the stress and whatever. But anyway, I'm going in circles. Haven't you seen old man strength? I'm gonna show you some strong old guys, man. You know, and sure enough, you watch their lifestyle. They are healthy because they're not trying to die. You know, they're not trying to get a heart attack and shit. It's actually a good thing because too much testosterone can ruin your. That's actually true, by the way. Not the first part, but the second part. Too much tea can definitely ruin your life. I would be the first to tell you guys that. People were surprised in the Discord when I was telling them that sometimes I try to lower my T levels, so like the normal range. I mean, not normal, but like what's considered normal today, like around 500 to 600. And they're like, "Why would you want to do that?" I'm like, "Dude, you clearly have not been over 1,000 nanograms per deciliter, let alone 1,200 or 1,300. It will ruin your life." I can make a whole video telling you guys the adventures of Megan in my, during my fuckboy days. But anyway, I'm gonna love to see his 60% don't pay attention. Yep. False, it doesn't lure. Sexiness lures. I mean, anyway, let me see what time it is. Let's see. Oh god damn! All right, I gotta wrap this video up, guys. This was fun to read. I love reading those comments. Especially the ones who actually pay attention, who do their research, and who don't make excuses, and who don't let shitty ass influencers lie to them. But anyway, guys, hope this video helps. Join the Discord, subscribe, comment, like, all that good shit. Support the channel. See you guys in the next video. Alright guys, don't forget to like or share the video, subscribe and hit the bell, and buy my HSP Nucleus Overload Training Program. It's the ultimate program for maximum muscle growth. It includes full body workout splits, bro splits, push-pull, home workouts, you name it. Also comes with a complete guide for macros, nutrition, fat loss, muscle growth, hormones, including a meal plan. It's pretty much all my 16 years of experience condensed into one fucking book. You're also going to get free copies of any future edition. So visit team3dalpha.com and you can use the 40% off coupon code Nucleus Overload. Or you could just buy the shit at full price. Alright guys, I'm out of here.